As a public defender, Judge Karen fought for her client's rights. She was elected to the bench because she believes in doing the right thing.
I'm very passionate about helping people, period. Sometimes life pulls you from up here to down here to teach you a lesson. And you're in a valley right now. And there are lessons in this valley. I hope you learn from them.
Objective, independent justice.
You can always turn your life around. If you keep walking, you can overcome whatever circumstances you're facing.
This is Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Vlogger Sarah Holmes is suing John Santino in the amount of $3,954. Ms. Holmes claims she was injured when Mr. Santino crashed into her while he was driving an electric scooter. Mr. Santino claims Ms. Holmes wasn't paying attention to her surroundings and says he tried to avoid the plaintiff at all costs.
Ms. Holmes, you're suing Mr. Santino for $3,954 in medical expenses that you incurred from a scooter accident?
Yes, a bird scooter accident.
Those are those little black and white scooters I've been seeing all around Los Angeles?
Exactly.
Right. So are those rentals or what?
No, you just pay to ride them for a little while.
So how much do you pay?
It depends on how far you want to go.
Right. How do you find one?
Like that?
Like you go on an app and it'll show you where the nearest one is to you?
That's true too, yes. And sometimes you just see them thrown out on the floor. You just take it if you want to.
Okay. You just pick it up and go. Okay. So have you ever ridden one of these things?
Me? No.
Yeah, no, of course.
I would never do that.
So what happened the day of the accident?
So I was going to the gym. That's my usually morning routine. I go to the gym and I was vlogging. I'm a social media influencer. I have over 400,000 followers on my social media. So I always vlog. I'm always vlogging. And
What do you blog about?
Beauty and fashion tips.
Beauty and fashion tips. Okay.
I'm also a student. I'm pursuing my MBA.
Okay.
So I was on my way to the gym.
Were you walking?
I was walking, exactly.
Okay.
And I went to cross the road and I checked for cars. No cars were coming because of the red light. And I crossed. I was vlogging on my phone, but that's something I do all the time.
So you were blogging and crossing the street at the same time?
Yeah. I mean, I do that all the time.
Okay.
I don't vlog while I'm driving, but if I'm walking on the street, I'm going to vlog. It's not like I'm just looking at my phone. I'm looking at my surroundings. I'm talking to my subscribers. I'm telling them, you know, today's hashtag leg day or something, you know, depending on what I'm doing in my workout.
Are they responding in real time to you?
Sometimes if it's a live, that case
was it live that day?
Yes.
Okay, so you were live blogging?
Yeah.
Okay.
And my live story was completely interrupted when the defendant here completely clipped me over with his scooter.
Right. So how did that happen? Let me ask you, how did that happen?
Okay, so I was following the rules of the road.
Right.
Were
you on the sidewalk or were you in the street?
I was in the bike lane.
Okay, you were in the bike lane.
I can ride the scooter in the bike lane. I made a right turn, and as I was going, I noticed her. And I was
made a right turn. Was there a light there?
Yes, my light was green, but
you had a green light?
Yes.
Okay.
And the street she was on, it looked red.
Right.
Which is probably why she thought.
Okay. Well, don't tell me what she probably thought. You tell me what you saw and did.
I was going, and I was going to try to avoid her, but there was no way I could have. If you've seen a bird scooter, it's not really something you can try to do. I could either gone into
You can't veer to the left and veer to the right.
And he was also, I just want to add that he was driving with one hand because he was drinking coffee. Because when I fell, I saw coffee all over my Lululemon outfit. So it was just completely ruined because of his coffee.
Let me ask, is this bird thing run by foot or by electricity?
Electricity.
Okay, so I've seen these kids in high school, near here actually, they have both feet on, and the legs are crossed, and they're riding, and you have both hands on. Did you have coffee too?
I had coffee in my bag. What she's referring to is the sealed coffee I had in my bag, and when I hit her, it spilled everywhere.
Were you doing anything at all other than just riding the scooter?
He wasn't wearing a helmet.
No, Your Honor. I wasn't wearing a helmet.
Right, but that has nothing to do with his liability in an accident.
I know, it just shows how irresponsible he is. I also have evidence of multiple infractions in his driving record, Your Honor. That just shows that he clearly does not abide
two things.
The rules.
Number one, driving is driving.
You need a valid driver's license.
Number two, traffic records are not admissible in court. So that takes care of that. So here we go back again. Unless he's got a DUI conviction.
Speeding.
Does he have a DUI conviction? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. So what were you saying?
Your Honor, so I was with 2 hands on the scooter. If I had gone to the right, I would have hit the sidewalk completely.
Right.
And if I had gone to the left, I would have been going into traffic. And I didn't check behind me. I didn't have enough time to check. So
right. Do these things have brakes?
Yeah. On the...
Okay. Did you at any point hit the brakes?
I tried to, but I was already going 15 miles per hour. And when I noticed her, it was too late.
Is that the speed these things go?
Yeah, you can go a little bit faster, but...
How do you know what it was going?
It shows you.
Okay, so were there any witnesses to the accident?
Unfortunately, no.
Coming up on Supreme Justice.
Were you in the crosswalk?
She was jaywalking, which is illegal and unsafe in Los Angeles.
Wait. Were you in the crosswalk?
No, there was no crosswalk in sight, so no, I was not. But
okay, I'm going to need a diagram.
And later.
I still don't think he's barking like she's...
And you think you're sitting up in a courtroom because somebody made up a barking dog?
Closed captioning provided by. If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Sarah Holmes, who is suing John Santino for personal injury.
You step into the crosswalk, you have a red light. You agree you have a red light?
There's a red light for the cars. That's why I walk, because there are no cars coming.
There's a red light for you, too. That means you can step into the crosswalk and cross the street.
She was not in the crosswalk.
Were you in the crosswalk?
She was jaywalking, which is illegal and unsafe in Los Angeles.
Wait. Were you in the crosswalk?
No, there was no crosswalk in sight, so no, I was not. But
okay, I'm going to need a diagram because I don't understand. I'm going to give you both a sheet of paper to draw a diagram of that intersection. You both get an opportunity. We need to find some pens because this is mine. Do you have another one? Look at you. Be prepared. Okay, show me where the red light, where the traffic light was. Show me where you were. Miss Holmes, write a P next to you and a D next to the defendant, and the same thing to you, Mr. Santino. A P next to the plaintiff and a D next to you, where you were.
Okay.
Okay, so this is yours, Mr. Santino?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let me see hers. How far from the intersection corner here were you when you stepped out?
Like that, yeah. It wasn't like too far.
5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet?
Like 10.
About 10 feet from the intersection. And there's no crosswalk here?
No.
And in your drawing, you have her down here. How far from the intersection was she?
I say about 15 to 20
about
feet.
15 to 20 feet. Did anybody take any pictures of the area at all?
Unfortunately, there's no security cameras.
Okay. So, what color was this light here at the corner? What color was the light at the intersection? You don't have it here.
I assume that was green because the other one was red, so the cars weren't coming.
So your light here is red?
For the cars that way, yeah.
Cars going this way. What color was the light?
Red.
The light was red here. Okay. And you say you agree also that the light was red?
Yes.
All right. So he had a green light, and he's saying that you stepped out and not giving you enough time to stop, and you hit her.
Yes.
All right, let me see your injuries. Let me see the proof of your injuries.
Okay, so I have here my medical. Yeah, and then I have my phone that was also destroyed in the accident, and I need reimbursement for that because that's how I make a living.
You didn't have insurance on the phone with your carrier?
No.
Okay, so I see x-rays. What was broken?
My wrist, my right wrist.
Right.
And I use that for vlogging too, so.
Right. How was your wrist broken?
I fell probably on top of it. I don't remember. It was very fast.
And the police didn't come?
No, I offered her an ambulance, and she just screamed at me and ran off. I don't know where she went. She said she was just gonna take an Uber, but her phone was broken. She got all my information, and I got none of hers.
Okay.
And now I found out that she has no insurance, so that is why she's trying to make me pay for all the medical bills, which is illegal.
Ms. Holmes, what you testified to was that you were live blogging on your phone, which really requires you to be looking at your phone because you're live blogging. And the problem is that when you are crossing the street, you have an obligation to stop, look both ways before you enter.
I did check, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, all I heard really was the live blogging thing.
I live blog every morning.
You just happen to be lucky. Nobody should be walking across a street, a city street, on the phone anyway. Texting, talking, live blogging, live Facebooking. You have an obligation for your own protection to look both ways. It would have been the same even if he wasn't a bird, if he was a car. Because
I checked.
Because he had the green light, he made the turn. And you just stepped out, and you have your phone.
I have my phone like this, and this is how I vlog. I'm interacting with my audience, but I'm not looking at the phone.
You can have it back here, to the side, whatever. The phone should have been in your pocketbook. Okay, and so I find that he's not liable and that you're not entitled to recover any damages. I'm ready to rule. Judgment for the defendant. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been denied.
Justice was served today. You need to be more careful when you're crossing the street.
I'm going to keep vlogging, but only when I'm at home.
Coming up.
How does he relieve himself?
We have a door attached, a little dog door attached to the back door.
So he got a dog door.
So he goes out and uses the bathroom.
He's smart enough to just go out every time he's got the cut, and then he comes back in and does more barking. He's like a independent dog.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Emily Silva is suing flight attendant Corey Mortensen in the amount of $5,000. Ms. Silva says she works nights and claims the defendant's dog barks all day long, causing her to lose sleep. Mr. Mortensen says he doesn't believe his dog is a nuisance, as no other neighbors have complained.
Ms. Silva, you're suing Mr. Mortensen for $5,000 for nuisance having to do with his barking dog. Is that right?
Correct.
How do you know the defendant?
He moved into the townhouse that's attached to mine about 2 years ago.
Did you move in with a dog?
No, I did not.
Okay, so when did you get the dog?
A year after I moved in.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
I'm a flight attendant.
You're a flight attendant. Well, how often are you home? Well, how much time do you actually spend with the dog?
An hour or two.
A day?
In the middle of the day. I'm there at night, so I'm there throughout the night.
What kind of dog is it?
It's a Maltese.
A Maltese. Little cute little white dog.
It's black, actually.
There's no such thing as a black Maltese? Let me see that.
Yes, it is. Here he is. His name is Santiago.
Santiago. What's the problem with Santiago?
Santiago doesn't like it when he's gone, so he barks all the time. During the day, it's pretty much nonstop.
And you work from home?
No, Your Honor. I am a nurse.
Okay.
And I work a lot of night shifts.
Okay, so you're sleeping in the day.
Correct.
And Santiago is barking.
Correct.
When you leave him there, is he crated?
No. He's running loose. I have a.
So how many hours is he there on a daily basis alone?
Maybe up to 6-7 hours.
6 or 7 hours. How does he relieve himself?
We have a door attached, a little dog door attached to the back door.
So he got a dog door.
So he goes out and uses the bathroom.
He's smart enough to just go out every time he's got the cut, and then he comes back in and does more barking. He's like a independent dog.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Coming up.
I still don't think he's barking like she's.
And
you think you're sitting up in a courtroom because somebody made up a barking dog?
Closed captioning provided by. You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen. Supreme Justice is back with the case of Emily Silva, who is suing Corey Mortensen for private nuisance.
So he's an independent Maltese?
Yeah. Well,
okay.
After a few complaints and the HOA came by, I did hire a dog sitters that comes by.
Okay, so now the dog has a dog sitter, is that right?
No, it's not a dog sitter. Per my understanding, it's a dog walker that takes the dog out for 30 minutes a day.
Well, I read in your affidavit, Ms. Silver, that you have filed an official complaint with Leon County Animal Control.
I have, yeah.
Okay, do you have a copy of the affidavit?
I do.
I believe in Leon County, they require you to also keep a time chart of the barking when the nuisance is a barking dog. Do you have a time chart?
Yeah, I didn't start it right away, but I do have several months here documented the times and duration of barking.
Wow, that's a lot of barking.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just 1 month you've given me.
And that's just when I'm at home.
It's just every day, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. Well, you must have taken him out of town on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. He must have been on vacation because otherwise, every single day, oh my God, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours at a time, this dog is barking. Your lifestyle is probably not a lifestyle conducive to owning a dog. Why don't you put him in a doggy daycare? They cost $40, $50 a day.
Oh, okay.
But maybe if you did 2 or 3 days of it, maybe that will relieve some of the barking. What do you think? Check into doggy daycare.
I'll check into that. I still don't think he's barking like she's...
And
you think you're sitting up in a courtroom because somebody made up a barking dog? They made up a barking dog. Like, this nurse doesn't have something better to do than to lie about this black Maltese.
Judge Karen's verdict when Supreme Justice returns. Promotional consideration provided by... You're watching Supreme Justice with Judge Karen.
Why don't we do this? Why don't I reserve on ruling? Reserve on ruling on your damages and reset this case in 45 days. Give me a chance to give Mr. Mortensen time to look at the doggy daycare, put the dog in doggy daycare, and see if it alleviates the problem. Because I could give you money, but that doesn't mean that the dog barking has stopped. If it hasn't stopped when we come back for a report, then I may give her $5,000.
I'm concerned that if you give Corey 45 days, that I will spend another 45 days sleepless.
I can give you $5,000 and walk out of here today, and there's no guarantee for the next 45 days you won't have a barking dog next door to you.
That's
true. I am trying to relieve your problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset this case in 60 days for a report on Santiago. All right? All right, court's in recess for 60 days. Good luck to you.
Judge Karen has asked both parties to attempt to work it out, and she will revisit the case.
Corey, I can't keep dealing with this for another 45 days, so I need you to figure something out, please.
I understand, I promise. I promise I'll handle this.
This has been a production of Entertainment Studios.